children because we hate them? No, of course not. We punish children because we love them. Strange, isn't it? We punish children because we love them. Because love is a strange thing. Love fills us with fear, and fear then makes us want to control everything. So we tell children what to do, and we ask them to listen to us. But do children listen to us? No, they don't. And when they don't listen to us, our fear rises further. Now we need to protect them, so we bring in punishment. Now, punishment doesn't always look like punishment. When it's loud, it looks like punishment. But sometimes it's silent. And sometimes it's disguised as a reward. But no matter what form punishment takes, punishment does not discipline. Because discipline is about building the skills required to overcome challenges. And punishment obstructs the development of these skills. So punishment destroys potential. Let me give you an example to explain what I mean. So as parents, we're all familiar with the mess in the house, right? When you have children, it is impossible not to have a mess of toys and artwork all over the house. Now, parents, when they try to control their children in order to reduce the mess, they get cleaner rooms, but at the same time, they get crankier children. Why does this happen? Neuroscience helps us to understand this. When we punish children, we can shift their brain from growth mode to survival mode. In the survival mode, the brain is focused on surviving now, in the present. The brain is then not focused on thinking, exploring, reflecting, and learning. So when learning stops, the brain's alarm bells go off. And we see this alarm in the form of crankiness and tantrums. But what do we do about the mess? The mess is triggering. As a mother, I know that. So parents come and tell me, but when we see the mess, we have to say something. So when you have to say something, I ask parents to ask a question. So look at the mess, turn to your child and ask the question, what are you making here? When you ask that question, it triggers thinking. And when a child starts thinking, they not only calm down, they start thriving. So here's the idea worth spreading. When we punish children, we pause thinking, and we pause the development of thinking skills. We cannot do that. Not now. Not in the era of artificial intelligence. Because in the era of artificial intelligence, we are teaching machines how to think. Then how can we do something that teaches children not to think? The industrial age rewarded obedience. Those who followed instructions succeeded. The artificial intelligence age will reward thinkers. So here's the uncomfortable question. If the future needs thinkers, why are we punishing children and training them to be obedient? Obedience is outdated. We don't need obedience anymore. As adults around children, we need to shift roles. We need to become the coaches, not the controllers, the guides, not the enforcers. And with that, we can actually trigger thinking. But that shift is not easy to make. On busy days, when there are a million stresses and there's so much emotion overload, we need a tool that helps us to shift, that helps us to pause, move away from punishment, and move towards potential building. And that tool, one of the most effective tools in that moment, is a question. Because questions trigger thinking. And when a child has thinking skills, the child is already disciplined. So today I invite you to try my 3Q formula for discipline without punishment. 3 questions that build 3 skills that children need to survive and thrive in the future. Question 1. Why did this happen? To trigger curiosity. What are we making here? To trigger creativity. And how can we do this differently next time? To trigger critical thinking. Questions build the brain. And when the brain grows, behavior changes. When love becomes fear, fear becomes punishment. And punishment destroys potential. It puts out the fire in our children. But when love turns into questions, questions turn into thinking, and thinking builds the brain. So punishment destroys potential. Questions build the brain. So questions are the way to discipline without punishment and build a future-ready brain. Thank you.